Have you ever found yourself going into a negotiation with a buying team or a buying committee feeling like you've got to guess what it is that they want, or like you're aiming in the dark? Today we're going to start to unlock the puzzles around negotiation skills, and we'll be doing so in a series of videos. In a long and complex sales cycle, every step, every move you make counts. But before you take that first step, you need to know who it is that you're actually negotiating with. But how do you do that when your customers are not volunteering that information? Well, keep watching this video, and today you'll learn a few tips that are going to give you a strategic advantage in your next complex negotiation. First, you need to do your homework. Understand who's who in the buying committee. In any negotiation, knowledge is power. Begin by identifying the key players in the buying team. It's vital that you understand not only their titles, but more importantly, what are their individual KPIs, what are their agendas, and how they're being remunerated. You also want to understand how much influence they have on the buying decision. Whether they're a skeptic or a collaborator, each member plays a vital role in the negotiation, and you need to tailor your approach accordingly. Now, we're all excited about AI, but did you know that AI can give you some incredible insight when it comes to your next negotiation? Imagine having a cheat sheet that gives you a glimpse into each team member's personality. Well, there's a tool called Crystal Knows, and it does exactly that. It provides shockingly accurate personality predictions by plugging into and reading your clients' LinkedIn profiles. And this helps you to craft your approach with more precision. Of course, in any negotiation, spotting the decision makers is absolutely vital. These are the individuals who essentially have the ability to say yes or no. And before the negotiation, you want to do all that you can to engage these individuals, to build rapport with them, and to garner their support, because ultimately they may be the key to the yes or the no that determines the outcome of your negotiation. Navigating relationships can be challenging, and your relationships with each team member can dramatically tilt the scales either in your favor or against you. So use an objective tool to determine how much influence you have with the particular members that make up that buying committee. We know in sales that building rapport and adapting our style is vital, and this is still true in negotiations. Are they cooperative? Are they confrontational, or somewhere in between? If you can identify their negotiation style, you can tailor your strategy to ensure that you are a step ahead. You can prepare for what would otherwise be an uncomfortable situation. As you map out the players and their preferences, you also need to craft an action plan. So how do we do that? Well, let's talk about first setting goals, and then preparing our agenda, choosing the venue, and planning our opening moves. Setting clear goals and preparing the agenda is really vital. You want to start with clarity and define what you aim to achieve so that you can structure your agenda to guide the conversation in that direction. A well-planned agenda is ultimately your roadmap to a successful negotiation. Now, choosing the venue is also important because the venue sets the tone, and the last thing you want to do is end up in an online meeting having a negotiation where the individuals you're negotiating with don't even have their cameras on and you can't read their body language or their facial expressions. You want to prepare an open that allows you to define the trajectory of the negotiation. So plan your opening dialogue to establish a positive momentum right from the start. If you have team members participating with you, ensure that every team member really understands the role that they need to play inside and out, so they can support you, they understand your stance, and they can back you up when you need it. Now, I'm really curious to know how you feel about negotiations. Do you consider yourself to be a savvy negotiator who thrives on the thrill of the negotiation? Or is it something that perhaps you've typically tried to stay away from and maybe muddle your way through? If you are a strong negotiator, let us know in the comments, what do you do to prepare specifically for the engagement with a buying team or a buying committee, your comment may make the difference for the individual who's reading this. Perhaps you could help them to be successful in their next negotiation.